sun has set in ribbons of deep purple and burnt orange streak through the darkening sky. I push through the doors into the thick soup of a humid evening, lost in thought. Brianna Irene Matthews. I freeze, then pivot slowly to look for the sort of asshole who calls out someone's full name in public to get their attention. Leaning against the wall, just beside the exit, is a tall white boy with tousled straw blonde hair and the bluest eyes I've ever seen. He looks like he belongs on the cover of the university brochure, and possibly bright and cheery, wearing plain jeans and a Carolina blue zipped hoodie. When he laughs, the sound is warm and gentle, genuine. Now that's what you call a murderous expression. Want to help me with the follow-through? I snap. He smiles, shoves off the wall with one foot, and strolls toward me. You're hard to pin down. He looks up briefly, as if considering, eyes back on me. And rude, too, leaving me on red all day. My eyes fall shut as I mutter, "You're the babysitter. Does that mean you're a baby?" My eyes snap open to find Nick Davis standing right in front of me, eyes twinkling with barely contained mirth. He is at least 4 inches taller than me, which is saying something. Even as a second year, he's probably only a year. Oh my gosh. Even though as a second year, he's probably only a year older than I am. Definitely not built like any 17-year-old. With his broad shoulders and narrow waist, he looks like one of those Olympic gymnasts. I turn on my heel to leave. This boy is not part of the plan, not the beginning, middle, or anywhere in between. Brianna, wait up. Nick jogs to follow. I'll walk you to your door. It's Brie, and no thanks. When he catches up, his laundry and cedar scent comes with him. His fresh laundry and cedar scent comes with him. Of course, he smells good. Brie, short for Brianna, his dimple-edged smile is probably on a poster at a dentist's office somewhere. I'd be happy to escort you, peer mentor and all that, he says without a stitch of sarcasm. According to the dean, you have a tendency to get lost at night and accidentally end up in the back of police cruisers. I huff and pick up the pace, but he matches mine without missing a beat. How did you find me? He shrugs. I asked Dean McKinnon for your class schedule and campus ID photo. He holds up a hand before I protest. Not personal information, typically. Shared with students, but the easy consent forms we all side wave that right between men, tours, orientation, assistants, and other side guides. I found out when your last class ended. I made a guess as to when you did dinner, then estimated how long it'd take for you to get through the buffet line in Lenore, find a table, and eat at that hour of the day. All I had to do was show up and wait outside the exit closest to Old East. I saw my jaw open. He grins, clearly amused, more than a little pleased with himself. So you're a creep. He holds a hand to his chest like I pointed it. Not a creep, just clever. And operating under Dean McKinnon's explicit orders to make first contact with you today. Ocean eyes from the tanned face take me in, an annoying smile sends a wave of warmth to my ears. Timed it perfectly, too. You walked out 5 minutes after I arrived. Being clever and being creepy are not mutually exclusive. Oh, I agree. He scratches at his chin. There's probably a Venn diagram or a graph of direct proportionality in there somewhere. I groan. This is by definition using your intelligence for evil. Nick tilts his head. Correct. 1, 2 on 2 levels, in fact. He raises a finger, using one's cleverness to creep, and a second finger, using one's cleverness to diagram the cleverness to creepiness relationship. I open my mouth, close it, turn, and walk away. He follows. We walk in silence for a few moments, letting the night flow around and between us. I glance back once. Nick's easy stroll reminds me of a dancer. Long strides, straight posture. When my eyes reach his face, there's a smile tugging at the corner of his lips. I whip around. After a minute, he speaks up again, his voice curious behind me. So did you jump the cliff? The one at the quarry? No. Well, he muses, aside from landing in the dean's office on your first day of school. A record, I'm guessing. So well done. It's not the worst thing to do. Cliff's not that high, and it's kind of fun. I turn back to face him, surprised in spite of myself. You've done it. He chuckles. I have. But aren't you the dean's golden boy? He lifts a shoulder. I'm great on paper. A few minutes later, we arrive at an intersection where walking paths branch out all around us in a circle like spokes on a wheel. He steps beside me and we walk together down the path on our right toward Old East. Crickets and cicadas song drone in the distance. I wonder if Alice is back in her room. We fought before, plenty of times, but nothing like this. Nothing that left me feeling this cold. I imagine Alice's eyes in my mind, angry and scornful. The last person who yelled at me like that had been my mom. How am I so good at hurting the people I love? Hurting them so badly that they scream and cry in my face. So Dean McKinnon said you enrolled with a friend. This boy is intuitive, unnervingly so. Alice, she's always wanted to come here. He eyes me. And you didn't. I blink, unsure how to respond, and he takes my silence as an answer. Then why did you come? I'm a smarty pants. His scan of my face is quick, appraising. Obviously, murmurs, but that's how you got here, not why. Nobody comes to EC just for the classes. I snort. Tell that to Alice. She'll be crushed. Not answering the question I see. His attentive eyes pass over me like he's found my insides and wants to idly peruse them. No rush. Don't like me. Just sticking out your guts. Dean McKinnon asked me to talk to you about your student activity requirements. Some campus groups begin recruiting members the first week of school. See any you like? I'd completely forgotten about that part of the program. Nick spots the look on my face and I had a smirk behind his palm. Do you even know what a student group is? I can guess. I grow. Clubs, professional degree, or orgs for pre-med kids or pre-law kids. I don't know. Fraternities and sororities. Mostly right, he says, except EC kids can't join frats or sororities. Minors in environments notorious for partying and drinking. That's a no-go. A parent would send their precious underage baby to UNC if they thought we were studying organic chem during the day and doing keg stands at night. Well, which one did you join? So I knew which one to avoid. A second sidestepped question. Cricket club. Cricket club. In basketball and football country. He shrugs. I knew it'd piss my dad off. Something twisted my heart. Tight and sharp. Oh. My dad's an alum. A psychology professor here. And he wants you to do something other than cricket. Yup. Nick tips his head backward and watches the tree limbs as we pass under them. Follow in his footsteps. But you're not going to do that, something else. Nope. Why not? He drops his gaze to mine. Because I don't do things just because my father wants me to. Suddenly, irrationally, the twist in my whips in my direction, but its head whips in my direction. Glowing red eyes, red-tipped ears pointing my way. It howls, and the piercing sound bounces between buildings until it assaults me from all sides, freezing me on the spot. The creature drops low, a growl gurgling in its throat, and launches itself at me. I brace for the bite of teeth, but suddenly a figure barrels into the creature, knocking it off course mid-flight. The heaving wolf thing hits a brick and wall with a heavy, squelching sound. A smear of black splattering the wall from the impact. Run! Its neck stands between me and the creature. The creature hauls itself to its feet and shakes its body like a dog, flinging dark liquid in every direction where the spray lands. Grass sizzles like bacon in a pan. Breathe! Nick bends down on one knee. Run! Heart pounding in my ears, I stumble in the wall. An arrow of pain shoots up, palms into my elbows. Nick yanks a thin silver baton from a sheath strapped to his shin. He shifts into a high crouch, and whips the baton down in a slicing motion. The knife extends to a thin, sharp blade, a hidden weapon, just like doors. Nick spins the sword in his grip. At the top of the arc, a small silver crossguard pops out over his head. The creature leaps off powerful hind legs, and Nick dodges, slicing strips as he goes. It lands and swings its tail. Nick ducks, narrowly missing the barbed tip. The two dance faster than I can follow. Nick slashes. The creature swipes black-tipped claws at his chest. Nick opens it up, and sickly light pours from its skin. They circle each other, both pinned hard. Then the pattern breaks. Nick steps backward. The creature follows. Nick drops his chin and takes another measured step back into a closed alley between buildings. There's nowhere to run. He's trapped and he doesn't even realize it. The creature rears back. Instinctively, I scramble to my feet and yell, "Hey, this way!" Nick's eyes fly to mine at the same time that the creature's ears flick back towards my voice. "No!" Nick shouts, but it's too late. I'm running and the creature is sprinting in my direction. I shift, running perpendicular to its path. Out of the side of my eye, I see it change direction to follow me. It's fast. Its teeth snap behind me, less than a foot away. I tuck my chin and push. Faster. Faster. A howl of pain. Not mine. A heavy thud. I can't help but look. Nick's sword is buried a foot deep into the talon of the creature's spine. The body shudders in spasms, the blade shaking with it. The creature's front paws are spilling towards me, so close. Nick gets speared in mid-pounds. A millisecond later, get back! In one motion, the creature I thought was dead pulls its limbs in and under and springs. I raise my arms. It yelps. The embedded sword cuts its attack short. Its jaws snap. Black spittle sprays through the